What's up, world? On this video, the lighting is bad on purpose. It's like 10 at night. So if you don't want to watch this video, you don't want to listen to what I'm saying, you got the whole opportunity in the world to scroll up, move on with your life. You ain't got to listen to nothing else that I am saying. I won't know that you listen to what I'm saying or not. I will see through actions of society whether it was beneficiary or not to listen to this video. But the way I'm seeing myself and the way I'm looking at life today is very interesting because I'm going through life for the first time. I'm going through this life for the first time, and I'm understanding that everybody else is living this life for the first time. The only difference between me and anybody else that I can see is I'm handling my situations as they occur. I'm not preparing for nothing. I'm not holding nobody accountable for anything. I'm not trying to do nothing. So, what I want to explain is this. I got on a shirt. It's, it's got class of 2023 on it. It's a senior class. For those who speak English, that's a graduating class of 2023. For the Spanish people and for the Mexicans and the Puerto Ricans and the Cubans, it's senior, right? This is so we're taking what we see and we're flipping it to what we want it to be for our own, for us to have our knowledge of what we want to understand. Now, the reason I'm having this conversation about this shirt is because I didn't buy this shirt. Okay, the shirt was an option for me to put on, so I don't walk around here without any clothes on. But it'll be made out to be whatever the masses want it to be. All right, so here today again, I'm explaining myself again, which I don't have to, but in order for me to let the viewer or the listener know whether they woke or they sleep, this is how you tell. All right, here's another thing. I got on no deodorant. The Hindus, some people in other nationalities, some countries is against their religion to put on deodorant. So obviously, guess what? I stink. I smell bad. I reek. I'm a Puerto Rican, right? So understanding where I'm at and what I'm doing, when I was spending a lot of money, guess what? I was buying cologne. I was buying deodorant. I was buying these air fresheners, these body sprays. I still was stinking because the mass is still going to say that you stink. They still going to say that you don't smell good because they don't want the positioning that you have. Okay, so it don't matter, right? It don't matter. If it's that bad, get away from me. Go on to what you doing. Handle your life the way that you want to handle it away from me. I shouldn't be your topic of conversation. I should not be what you want to talk about. If I see a person that's on drugs or a person with a mental disorder, the first thing I hear is 10 people that want to talk about that person and not offer them no help because where I'm at in the community I'm in, them same 10 people either getting help or done got help or need help themselves. But I'm preaching. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm getting loud. Now I'm getting boisterous. Now I'm trying to demand and brainwash you that you listen to me. That's not what I'm doing. That's not what I'm trying to do. You see what I'm saying? So the people group together. If I go to this place and they telling me, hey, we got meetings on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if somebody get help on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, that's not my business. That's not my concern. I'm going through the proper channels to handle the business the way that the organization showed me, told me. I can't help that these people is your mama or these people is your daddy or your sister or your brother or your uncle. That's not my business. I'm doing it the way that I was supposed to be doing it. I'm not showing up at everybody's doorstep all days throughout the week trying to do something. If you understand what I'm saying, I'm not trying. You got these people that's on the internet, they're in the chat rooms. If you're on the internet and you're live, people will communicate with you. Now, some of these rooms they got moderators, which means they got people that's on the internet that's in the room with them, and they are controlling the narrative as they are speaking. So Rich Homie Quan just died a couple of weeks ago. Why? Because he felt some type of way. You see what I'm saying? If you're on this computer and you're typing and you're trying to tell your person or your significant other that's on side of you, oh, I'm not all in their face. I'm not fucking with these people. I'm not entertaining this. I'm not doing that. And then you're doing it. They want to see who these people is, who they got to watch their back for, who they got to understand that somebody might have a death threat on their life or some other situation that could possibly happen. That means that person is not in control of their life. You're not in control of your life. You're not in control of your destiny. You have somebody else that's controlling what you're saying. Hey, I don't have nothing to do with that. The best thing for me to do is move on with my life and get out of that room. You know what I'm saying? Go on to do something else. Uh, so a quick thing on what I'm talking about. Uh, it's kind of off subject, but it's still while I'm on the internet. I don't have 50 people that subscribe to my channel for me to go live. I got 7 people that subscribe to my channel to keep me not from going live, if that makes sense. I got 7 people that's subscribed to my channel to make sure that I don't go live because they're grouped already. So they can see everything that I post. They can see everything that I'm looking at. They can see everything that I comment on. So what they do is follow right along with what I'm saying. I didn't get on here when Reggie Bush got on here. When Reggie Bush got on here in '06 and went straight to the internet from his highlight film, that was the first star athlete to be on the internet. I'm not the first star athlete that's on the internet. I'm probably the last person that's worrying about my own creation. You see what I'm saying? You all probably still don't know how the internet works. Not necessarily just the internet, but having your face on the internet, having your voice on the internet, not even being heard, not even being seen, but just pushing that button to get on there. Just pushing that button to be on the internet. You really don't understand what you're doing. That's why a lot of these videos that I first say, and I hurry up and say that this information is for me. This information is for my knowledge. I'm not making none of these videos for nobody else. I go to disability the other day. I talked to my lawyer the other day. You know, let's backpedal a few steps. Normally, I've been in and out of jail situations. I've had to interact with the police. I've had to interact with the lawyers and attorneys. For all of that education that they got and all of the knowledge that they got and all of the people that they deal with, it's a small window that they can see you. It's a small window that they want to take an opportunity. And knowing that they might not get paid, it's a small chance that they're taking, which means they're not going to put in 100% of the legwork. They're not going to put in 100% of the I need to do this. The disability lawyer called me 30 minutes before it was time for us to have the conversation to the masses about what my disability was and which situation we was going. Now, whether he read the paperwork a month prior, it still was 30 minutes that we had a conversation. He wasn't wasting all of his retainer time on listening or even talking to me about what I wanted to say or what I needed to do. Hey, that's a chance you got to take. The guy that referred me to the lawyer, you know, whatever. Seeking disability, is that criminal activity? I talked to him the other day. I haven't seen the guy that referred me to the lawyer in weeks. When I see him, first thing he wanted to make sure is, oh, you ain't forgot about the lawyer, did you? Well, not only did I forget about the lawyer, he figured it might be an open and shut case that, that's over with and dead. Well, news that I got today. All right. The first thing was this: September the 10th, I go to my hearing, disability hearing. I'm on the phone talking to him. No problem. He said, we're going to send you back off. I can't make that decision whether you're disabled or not. We're going to send you to go get some more test results. We're going to send you to do some more. Now, the people already said what I did was enough. They didn't need to go and do more. But the lawyer goes along with what he's saying because, one, he don't trust me because he don't know me. And two, we didn't have a rapport on what it is because you only called me 30 minutes before it was time to go to court. So I got all my paperwork in and I got all my ducks in a row, and I put in every situation that I needed to put in. My medical marijuana, I can't go back to work. Not while I'm on medical marijuana. Not while I'm under the influence of marijuana can I go to work. I don't care what state you're in. I don't care what state you're in. Once you receive your medical marijuana card, you are disabled. You can no longer move forward. If I go to work and hurt myself on a piece of equipment, and if I go to work and hurt myself doing the wrong thing, guess what? I'm at fault. I'm not in the union. The union probably can help me, if I'm in that situation, but I can't go to work at a regular standard job and operate equipment and be successful if I get hurt or hurt somebody else because I'm under the influence. Whether if I just took the marijuana right then and there or if this was 30 days ago. That's just one thing that you had to understand while being on medical marijuana. Another thing is this: if the healthcare professionals already wrote off that you're disabled and you're not able to move forward, that's it. That's it. Where do you go when the people don't want you to move forward? How in the goddamn fucking world do I go to a disability hearing and I go to a disability examination while I'm on the run? I'm on the run 6 years ago, and they send me the paperwork to go to the disability office. They send me the paperwork to go to do these examinations, and then they deny me. 6 years ago, I'm on the run. All of this information is in the computer. Deny him, deny him. But you didn't go and say, oh, well, we got a warrant for your arrest. Come on, let's pick you up. Y'all waited 6 years later to arrest me after I went back through this disability stuff again for the second time. That just lets you know how far the system will go to make sure that they can either keep you down and keep a hold on you based on somebody saying something and doing a favor. My wife, grandmother, called in a favor to have me picked up by the police. Now, whether I was guilty or not, that's another thing. I mean, fighting, harassment, battery is serious. And I'm going to talk about that real quick also, because one thing that you don't want is somebody else. Bad enough, you being a man, you can't run the head of your own household. Bad enough, you being a woman, you can't control your own household. When someone else is over your finances, when someone else has more money than you have, you will never be in complete control of the house, of the apartment, of wherever you live in. So one thing that I had to understand in my relationship if I wasn't going to be generating enough money to have my own name on the paperwork, be able to pay all the bills in my name, I'm losing. If you go in half with anybody, you are not winning. I got to have my own, you got to have your own. We can work on something together, but we still have to have our own. If I have an argument with you, I'm going to my house. If you have an argument with me, you go to your house. If we living together, let me leave and go home. You more than welcome to visit me. That's where I'm gonna be at my own stuff. That's when you become responsible. That's when you become an adult. That's when you have a hold on what society has to offer when you're in control. If I'm in a relationship and the police knocking on the door, you ain't in control of nothing. You ain't running nothing. You ain't in no relationship with nobody with the police knocking on the door. The police is not supposed to be in the middle of your relationship. That's anybody. So as far as me going back to my wife, that ain't gonna happen. I can't go back knowing the police is still involved in that relationship. That's dead. I can't move forward with that. You see what I'm saying? So that's another thing that you have to understand when you're dealing with the system. I ain't divorced because my disability is still attached to my family. My son is 18 years old. When I started this disability 6 years ago, he's supposed to be getting a check. My daughter is 16 years old. When I started this disability 6 years ago, she's supposed to be getting a check. My stepdaughter is 22. When I started this before 6 years ago, she was 17. She's supposed to be getting a check. All this makes sense. I'm not going to just take my financial gains out on somebody else and say, oh, all that's null and void and it don't exist. Nah, I'm going to hold up on my responsibility because that's still my family at the end of the day. And I ain't talking about no immediate family of somebody that I knew 30 years ago or somebody that I was family members with 20 something years ago. You know what I'm saying? That's dead on that. But responsibility on people who I had to help and people who helped me, I'm gonna own up to, what happened because we still was a family at the end of the day. We got pictures together, we got memories together, we got situations that we need to move forward on with making sure that, these insurance policies get taken care of. Some of that stuff you just can't avoid. You know what I'm saying? So enough about me on this internet blabbering off about what I can't do or what I don't need to do or what somebody else think is in my best interest. If you at the end of the day ain't the one making the decisions and obviously ain't the one sitting down here with me and obviously you ain't the one that's trying to get paid from whatever I endure because I don't need somebody coming back 20 years later 10 years later like when you say people get that money and it's like, oh well, remember you owed me, or remember you did this, remember you did that. I ain't forgot nothing. I ain't forgot nothing. So since my memory serves me correct, I'm gonna handle business as the way business is gonna be handled. And as we all know, Larry Hoover ain't dead. He'll be home next month. So that's just one of the situations that we have to endure. The BGs and BDs and BGDs and 274s and all that calculated over in 7-folds, that went to BMF. You know what I'm saying? It moved to BMF. And the last conversation that Larry Hoover had before he went into jail was with John Gotti. So, we want to talk about mafia and we want to talk about gangsters and we want to talk about all of this criminal organization that don't exist no more, this criminal organization that do exist. When we move forward and where we headed within the next couple of months, with all of those people getting out of jail, coming home, getting home, being able to get their life on track and handling the business the proper way and being able to do the stuff that they need to do to survive and stay alive and continue in society. uh, we're entering uncharted times, situations that people really don't have any knowledge about where we're headed as a society.